We have on the phone line Mike from Middletown. Mike, you and your family were on Anthem of the Seas, right?
Correct.
So who did you have with you?
It was my wife, Melissa, my son Matthew and Mason, my parents, my aunts, uncles. We all went as a group together.
Oh, wow, you had the whole family.
Yeah.
So give us a little timeline on it. When did you first realize that things weren't right?
Well, we were watching the show down on the Royal Promenade around like 2:30, and then, it started getting pretty shaky. So the captain came on and said, everyone go back to their rooms. We're hitting some rough seas. So as we were going back to our rooms, the whole boat was shaking. We were like going back and forth trying to get to our rooms on the 8th floor. And when we got to our rooms, it started getting pretty bad.
Was everybody like running at once to get to their rooms? Did it seem chaotic, or were people still remaining calm at that point?
Yeah, no, it was getting pretty chaotic. We got back to our rooms around like 2:45, and then around 3 o'clock, the captain came on and said, everyone stay in their rooms, we're going to be hitting rough seas for the next 3 to 4 hours.
Oh.
So after 3 or 4 hours came back, then we had the cruise director come on and said it's going to be another 4 or 5 hours before we get out of these rough seas.
Wow.
So there was like no reassuring.
How old are your kids?
My kids are 1 and 4.
How the heck did your 4-year-old, your 1-year-old might have been even too young to really know what was going on. How was your 4-year-old with this?
He seemed okay. I could tell he was getting scared, because we were all sitting in the beds just trying to hold on. Stuff was falling out of the showers. Then they came back on like an hour later and said the cruise director, because the captain, he couldn't come on. And he was telling us, help yourself to your mini bar in the room. It's not even kid-friendly, All there is a couple of beers, water, like a bag of M&Ms. And basically what happened was we haven't had anything to eat or drink from 3 o'clock in the afternoon until 9 o'clock the next morning.
Wow.
And we're not able to leave the room at all.
Not able to leave the room at all.
When was it at its worst, and what was that like?
I want to say it started around 3 o'clock. It was at its worst, I want to say from 4 o'clock till midnight.
And what was happening? Were you literally like holding on?
Basically, what happened was, we turned the ship around by North Carolina, and he was facing the nose of the ship into the wind. And basically, we're just idling. He had, he wasn't even like driving we're just sitting in one position. And every time the wind changed, he would just idle the boat back into the wind so the nose of the boat was hitting the wind, and we just kept rocking back and forth. There was one time the boat rocked so far to one side, it just felt like, it's going to go right over.
So nobody was actually allowed to, it wasn't where they said, go find your life vests and put them on. They didn't, you just had to stay in your...
No.
And did you feel like, there had to be a point where the boat, you felt like this boat's going to flip and we're going to we're not going to make it.
It was so top heavy. I thought it was just going to be one huge wave was just going to take us over.
Wow.
He said that the knots, he said 150 to 160 knots, which is equivalent to 171 to 180 mile-an-hour winds. That was for 4 hours straight.
Oh,
with 40-foot waves.
Did you have a window?
No. We had an inside cabin.
Do you wish you did, or you're glad you didn't?
I'm glad I didn't, because on deck 9, supposedly somebody said one of the waves actually smashed into the person's room.
Now, everyone in your family is fine now?
Everyone I think is fine, yeah. Just, I think, a little traumatized,
Sure.
How did it look when you were able to leave your room? What did it look like? Were there? I saw pictures of dining tables all over the place.
Yeah, deck 5, there was all mildew because all the water was getting into the ship, on the carpets, mildew smells, windows smashed out on the top deck, glass in all the pools. The pools were shut down for the next, 4 days until we got back to port.
Now, I heard that there were people who actually, once you got back to port, stayed that last night. They were trying to make something out of this trip. Did you get right off the ship?
Oh, we got right off the ship, yeah.
Couldn't wait to get your feet back on the ground, I'm sure.
Yeah, 5 days is way too much. And the problem was that we kept getting fed the same food every day because when you go to different ports, they restock up. They were running out of bananas. They had no oranges, no ketchup.
And we also heard, though, that the crew, we hear stories that they were helpful. How was your experience when it came to the crew?
They were really helpful. I think they're trying to reassure us that everything was okay. They're just trying to be really nice. I feel the captain made bad judgment.
Do you think that you would ever get on a cruise ship again?
I would, absolutely. Like I said, I feel the captain made a bad judgment call. They knew about the storm. He told us on Saturday tomorrow afternoon we're going to be hitting rough seas. So he knew. Did
the crew say anything about that this had happened before? Have they had a lot of experience with this kind of thing, or did they say this was the craziest thing ever?
The captain said he's been doing this 17 years, and this is the worst storm he's ever been in.
Wow.
Did you have some shirts made up?
Yes, my sister-in-law had some shirts made up. That we survived the Anthem of the Seas in a hurricane.
Unbelievable. It's so scary just to hear those words out loud, right? We're so glad that you and your family are all right, and we really appreciate you sharing the story with us. Mike from Middletown, he and his family were on the Anthem of the Seas during the incredibly bad weather that they ran into. Mike, I'm glad you're okay, and thanks again.
And please tell Melissa and Matthew and Mason that we said hello, and we're glad you're all good.
Thanks, Liz.